Hello everyone and welcome to Acorn Life episode 1, part 1, number 1, number 1, whatever. It's just going to have a hashtag 1 on the thumbnail, so whatever. And this kind of video series, I guess, is going to be kind of my vlog. Well, not really a vlog really because I'm not showing me, but it's going to be some sort of like online video blog, I guess, of some sort where I just talk about anything. It could be whatever's happening in my life. It could be something from the past or my thoughts on something. You know, it's just generally what happens in my life, and you know, I can answer some questions on it as well if I feel like it. But you know, I still need to do another Ask Acorn, but you know, I don't feel like there's enough people that carry on watching me at the moment, and there's probably going to be some echo in the background, which is going to be really annoying because I have like a tom and a kick drum in my room. I wonder if I can make it hum. Yeah, it can hum slightly, but hopefully it's not interfering with the voice too much. It is on the carpet, so hopefully that's absorbing the sound. Anyway, first things first. If people who saw the last video I've done, which was the Battlefield 4 music video, and you are staying on the channel and carrying on watching my stuff, thank you very much and welcome to my channel. I do relatively random things on here. I honestly don't know the direction I'm going anymore with this channel. It's really weird. Like, it used to be just Battlefield, and it kind of, when Battlefield 4, no wait, it was then Minecraft and Battlefield, and then when Battlefield 4 3 came out, I kind of branched off because it didn't really, satisfy me completely like Bad Company 2 did. So yeah, anyways, welcome. I'm glad you enjoyed it, and I put a lot of hard work into that video. And in the future, I'm probably going to release the notation I done, because I notate everything before I do it, and then I kind of fiddle with it when I'm in Logic. So the notation's not like 100% correct. It's weird. I notate it, I put it into Logic, and then I kind of mess around with it, move the arrangements around, change the parts, and do stuff in there. So the actual notation I use is like outdated, and then I can never be bothered to go back and change it. But I'll be doing like a guitar video, I guess, for it, where I record like video with the guitar parts and have the tablature going on along at the same time. So that'll be interesting. Hopefully I can get that done in the next week or so, maybe, it depends. So I was going to have more lead parts, but honestly I recorded the guitars and I was just like, I didn't like how they sat in there. I didn't like the tones I was producing on the amplifier, and overall it's just really annoying to record guitar in my current setup because space and microphones and inputs, outputs, I don't have a dedicated like recording space, and it's really annoying. So I decided just to cut the guitars out because I love playing around with the synths and sorting all that out. So again, with 3 minutes into the video, I should really move along because I plan to have this 10 to 15 minutes. But thank you for joining us, and those of you who have been subscribed for a long time, thank you for staying with me. And now moving on to the next bit. So there's a couple of things to talk about, and I guess I'll start with E3 because E3 is currently going on now. It should be in day 3 as I record this, and Microsoft done their press conference, if you could even call it that, and then it was Microsoft, then it was EA, I believe. Yeah, it was Microsoft, EA, Ubisoft, and then Sony. Am I missing one? I hope not. But anyway, EA, I wasn't really too impressed with. They had a bit of cool stuff, but it was really the last kind of 5 minutes that made me like the EA press conference thing. The rest of it was just, and then they brought EA Sports on. I was like, no, what are you doing? It's just like as soon as EA Sports comes on, everyone just leaves. It's like, okay, yeah, EA Sports, cup of tea, yeah, okay, gone. No one cares, EA. It's really annoying. Do they not even like take into account of the stereotypes that there are in like American films all the time, where there's the jocks and then there's the nerds, and they don't mix. They don't mix the popular people with all their sports and their muscles. They don't mix with the nerds. So just take that into account and just focus on the games and not on, big burly people that can make me shit myself. So yeah, that. Unless it's their footballers, at which point anyone can beat them up because you know what they're like. They're just like, oh, my ankle. I touched you on the shoulder, but my ankle. Anyways, I hate football. It's really boring to watch. The press conferences and stuff, I liked the Xbox press conference, to be honest. I thought, wow, those are some really good games, really good graphics. The console looks neat in terms of, aesthetically, it looks nice. I kind of like it. It's not that big, to be honest. People were like, ooh, it's big. And then EA was meh. Ubisoft was quite funky because it had that chick from Friends who was dating Ross for a while, if anyone realised. No? I thought she was quite hot, but she's like 42 now. It's weird. Anyways, and then it was Sony. And when Sony came on, they were about 30 minutes late. And then there was like streaming problems right at the beginning. There was this huge pre-show. It was really irritating to sit through. And then they had the show. And of course, at this point, it was like 1:30 in the morning. And I was knackered. And then it went on for about an hour and a half to about 4 o'clock. I'm just guessing because 4 o'clock is when I went to sleep. So I watched most of the stream. And I think I skipped the last 5 minutes. As soon as Destiny was over, I finished. I'm not watching anymore. I'm time to go to bed. But, you know, it was about 5 minutes left. So I loved the whole day. It was just a day of games, apart from EA Sports. It was just a day of games. And like they were showing game after game after game after game. And they looked great. I was just having a ball of a time just looking at all these games thinking, oh yes, I'm buying a console. And when Sony came out and done theirs, they wiped the floor with Xbox. Okay, Xbox, it's a good console in of itself. You know, if they would change a few basic things that Sony were wiping them on the floor with, and these basic things are basic. I mean, go back 10 generations. Are we on the 10th generation? I think this is like the 9th generation. But go back to the first generation of consoles. You could share games. Granted, it was difficult because not many people had games, but you know, you could just give them a game, or people can give you a game, and then going on to PlayStation era, PlayStation 1, you can give people games, Xbox, the first Xbox, you could share games, and people loved it, the market was great, the games market was booming, and then they decide to, you know, screw it all up and say, yeah, we want you to be online every 24 hours, we don't want you to be sharing your games unless you've been friends with them for 30 days, which is really weird because most of the people I've been friends with them for years, so I don't know where, you know, they're coming from with that. So they generally have a good console with bad business models and bad like technical implications, that bad restrictions basically, and that is going to kill them. I believe they have lost this already. People are going to buy it for the exclusives, obviously, and the loyalists are going to buy it. But me personally, I've not owned a PlayStation since the PS1 days, you know, the little tiny ones, and I'm going to buy a PlayStation 4. I'm not saying I'm not going to buy an Xbox One. I probably will, but it's not going to be my first next-gen console. I'm still a PC player, and I want the consoles for like obviously for the Blu-ray, and because a sort of media kind of lounge hub, because I don't plan on using my PC as a media hub forever. You know, I watch TV and stuff, but when I get my own house, you know, I'd like to have a TV lounge area and then my PC area. So, yeah. And I think PS4 is going to fill that slot for me. I was genuinely impressed. There are no downsides to PS4. They had a couple of, I guess, you know, they can have a couple of annoying features, I guess, which is you know, people can essentially take control of your game. It's like, I don't want someone looking over my shoulder, but you can turn it off. Everything is basically optional. You have to pay for PlayStation Network, but I've paid for Xbox Live for about 5 years now, and I am completely okay with that. If it means they have a better service and I'm not likely to get my account details stolen because of the increased money they're getting, then yeah, I'm quite happy with buying a PS4. And quite frankly, it'll be nice to have a change. I'm not a loyalist or anything to either party because obviously PC gamer, elitist, but PlayStation 4's got my money out of the bag. I don't even know the term, just right off the bat, that's the one in this one. And if I'm ever lucky enough to have a decent income, then I'll buy an Xbox One and play the exclusives like Halo. Rise looks okay. I don't know if I think that's exclusive. But yeah, Microsoft, they're digging themselves a hole, and they're going to lose this by a long shot. That is pretty much everyone's prediction. So it just comes down to bad communication with the community. You know, they look like they're trying to do too much, and I'll probably go into this like in a different thing because this isn't really about my life. Well, it is. It's about my opinions, and I said I'll do that, but I wanted to talk about this in a different area. So far, PS4 is my console of choice, and now I've got under 5 minutes to carry on. So the channel and stuff is gonna continue. I'm gonna admit I was toying around with quitting a while ago. I don't know if I said this in a previous video, but yeah, things in life have been generally genuinely been quite difficult, because it's more of a personal thing, and it's actually getting to me. I'm really like stressed out all the time, and my head is going crazy, and I'm getting really bipolar all the time. It's a really difficult part of life I'm going through at the moment. Ever since I left uni, it's been up and down, 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 and you have hope, and then it gets snatched away, and then you get bitches be crazy, and generally it's quite difficult. And then obviously I had, why am I doing YouTube? And I literally asked myself this question for about a month solid. I was like, why am I doing this? I'm having fun with it, but it's not going anywhere. Can I make a living off it? No. I'm meeting people, but it's taking up time. I didn't know what I was doing, and I come to the conclusion, well, I'm not going to stop. I might slow things down a bit, but I generally have fun, and I like the people who I meet on here. And like with the last video I'd done, I had loads of fun doing that, and once I got into it, I was genuinely motivated to do something. And at times it can make me be productive when I'm doing music. When I'm playing games, it's mostly procrastinating, but whatever. So I'm going to continue. I don't know how often I will upload, because just it depends on my mood and how happy I am. And when I'm not happy, obviously I'm not going to be sitting in front of a microphone talking to you, because you know I'm not in the mood to do that. So yeah, until I find like a steady job that I can pay the bills, that can give me decent internet, I'll probably just slow it down a bit and just take things as they come, really, because there's no point in just trying to overdo it, especially on my internet connection. That's probably like the main reason why I want to move out, besides, you know, having money and being independent, is the internet. I have been living with I think 3 megabit is the highest I've ever gotten in this area that I'm living in right now. 3 megabit down. Yeah, I know, right? That's my limit. And when I was at uni, I had 10 down, but still my house was limited to, I think, between 0.5 and 1 up. So I would always upload on my uni's internet, which was 20 up. So I'm really looking forward to just moving out and having like 100 down, 50 up internet. That's the first thing I'm going to buy. I'm just going to move in there and be like, okay, internet, give me the best you got. I'm not kidding around. Give it to me. It's going to be, that is, everyone keeps saying, I just say this all the time. Everyone's just like, you just want to move out to the internet, don't you? I'm like, yeah. And it's quite harsh, because it's like, you're leaving your family, but, you know, internet. I need to good internet. Because if I can get decent internet, I can play in higher quality, I can record in high, well, I'm already recording in higher quality, but I can upload in higher quality, those larger videos, I can upload more frequently, and I can basically get rid of the backlog that's sitting on my PC. I can just record, edit, upload, delete, have some space on my hard drive for more stuff. You know, it's what I want. So in terms of work now, as you should all know, I've basically been working as administrator now for like over a year, and it's not a fun job, honestly. It's boring, I hate it. I don't really work with anyone now, because I trained my replacement, and I just basically go in on a Sunday. That's it. One day, maybe if they call me in more, I come in more days a week, but I technically should be fired by now. But they're keeping me on because I helped them out in a pinch, and yeah, it's genuinely really difficult in terms of careers right now for me. So I have a couple of applications in the process. I've got one for the BBC, which I haven't heard from in weeks. Like, I applied a couple, maybe 2 months ago, and then I got through to the testing phase. And in the testing phase, they give you like a little exam. And I took an online exam. It was a logic one. They would have like a 4x4, or was it 4x4 grid? And you basically just had to work out patterns within those grids. Like, they would have images, and then there'll be one missing, and you had to fill in the missing one. And there were a couple that were quite, you know, like, what is that? But it took me like a question to get into each new pattern. And once I'd done that, I was fine. It was really, I thought I'd done pretty well. And I still haven't heard back from them. It's been about 2 or 3 weeks since I'd done that kind of online exam, and I've not heard back from them. And it's a genuinely good career opportunity. It pays me $20,000 a year, and I also study for a master's, and this is for 2 years. And I haven't heard back, and that's genuinely getting me worried, because they usually reply back, and it's, you know, the date in which they have people come up and, you know, have your induction and do all that stuff is very soon. And I'm just like, have they not chosen yet? I know there's a lot of people, but come on, we've been waiting, and stress. And then there's one more which I applied for, which is an audio developer job, and that is more suited to what I do, as you should know. I can do it. It is, you know, it is the perfect job for me because it's not just sound design; it's also music, and I basically do both. And it's for an in-house indie studio called Fen Research, which was created by the is it co-creator or creator of RuneScape, actually. It's Andrew Gow, I think it was. Apologies if I get the name wrong. It's kind of all in the back of my head at the moment because I haven't heard back yet, and obviously, like, that was, I only applied for that maybe 5 days ago, so obviously I won't hear from that shortly. I don't even know if we'll hear from it at all because most people I apply to don't even get back to me. So, ta-da! That is the jobs and stresses of my life right now, and I have more. I need to go into, like, my family situation, but that can be saved for another time because it's quite depressing. In short, Cat has diabetes, on his way out. My niece has seizures. It's not Dravet's, we don't know what it is, and that's not very nice. So yeah, sorry to end on a depressing note, but we're getting up to 17 minutes now. So, or we're actually just gone past 17 minutes according to my timeline. So yeah, this has been Acorn Life. It's been very cheerful. Oh, don't worry guys, the next videos will be quite cheerful. So I hope you stay and enjoy them. Thanks for listening guys, take care.